Alright, what is up, guys? And this video is going to be a little bit different one. So we started a podcast actually, and the videos from now on will just be the podcast. But this is the first one. I want to do a little intro. So Jared and I, and also our friend Elliott, you've seen him in all the videos. We started a podcast, but this first one is just Jared and I because we were kind of testing it out. Then Elliott, and we all decided we want to do it together. So he'll be on the rest of them. This is just a real quick intro. And not only is this going to be something that's fun for us, it'll also be entertaining and informational for you guys. We just talk about everything outdoors, and it's just going to be great. We had a lot of fun doing it, so we're going to continue to do it. We'll be dropping these podcasts every Sunday at 6 p.m. I'll be on YouTube, and then eventually we want to kind of push it to maybe Spotify or iTunes, but we're still figuring all that right now. And then maybe even record them one day. But for right now, they're just going to be uploaded on here so you can listen to them. I think we're also going to put them on SoundCloud as of like right now, so it'll be a little easier to load and listen. But we'll keep you guys informed with all that. Make sure you check everything out in the description. There'll be Jared's information, my information, Elliott's, all that. And we'll keep you guys posted. But this is a great way for us just to spread our love for the outdoors, to talk about it, to bring information, news, just anything it may be to you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy, listen, and as always, take someone outdoors. All right, what is up, everybody? This is the first very ever episode of Outdoor Talk. I'm Hunter Collins, and I'm here with my host, Jared Tuck. And this is something that we've been really excited to start. We just can't wait to do it with you guys. So we're just pretty much going to be talking about everything outdoors, everything that we like to do, and just our day-to-day lives pretty much, and just bring outdoor content and information to you guys. My name's Hunter Collins. I'm 20 years old, and I'm currently a student at Virginia Tech, majoring in communications, and I just love to be outdoors.
Yeah, and I'm Jared. I'm just going to introduce myself real quick. I'm Jared Tuck. If you haven't seen my YouTube channel already, it's www.youtube.com/Jared Tuck, or you can just search Jared Tuck in the YouTube search bar. But anyway, I make fishing videos. I love the outdoors. It's just something I've done my whole life. My dad exposed me to fishing when I was very young, and I've been kind of doing it ever since I was little, and it's just something that I've always enjoyed, like I said. I make fishing videos, and I'll sometimes make hunting videos and shooting videos, but fishing is what I like to do best, and that's what I'm really good at, or I feel like I'm kind of good at it. So that's what you're going to find on my channel. What do you do on your channel, Hunter?
My channel is a little bit of everything outdoors. I really like, not only do I love fishing, but I also love hunting. I just love going out and shooting, and also love like adventuring, backpacking, hiking, like laying in a hammock somewhere, chasing sunsets, like
Right.
Just anything outdoors. That's all me. That's exactly what I love. And I mean, that's just been a part of me ever since, I was young, and it's just something that I really enjoy. And it's just
Right, and guys, we're from Southwest Virginia too. I feel like that's kind of important to know. Like, this podcast is going to be a great way for you all listening to the podcast, like, just to get to know Hunter and I. Like, whenever we're out there making YouTube videos, we have a specific goal in mind. Like, we're out there trying to make a tips video, or just do some smallmouth fishing. I'm focused on fishing whenever I'm fishing, so I'm trying to make a specific video. But for this podcast, we're going to have like topics to talk about and stuff, but we're just going to kind of let the ball roll and see where the podcast goes. Like right now, we're just kind of winging it. So if there's any kind of sound issues or anything like that, that'll improve. But please let us know down in the comments section. I know you're seeing this video on YouTube, or you're seeing this video podcast thing on YouTube, and you're like, what the heck is this? But please comment down below, or just let us know somehow if there's any kind of problems.
Yeah, that's what, like, we're really just focused on getting this running and making sure it runs smoothly and good. And like Jared said, the pretty much whole point of this is, like, our YouTube videos are entertaining to watch and everything, but they lack a lot of personal and a lot of, like, overall information, because with them, like he said, there's always a plan to them. But with this podcast, we can talk about anything. We can talk about news. It'll be weekly updates on, like if there's a new fishing rule coming out, or like the Major Fishing League. That just happened. That was a big thing.
Yeah, Major League Fishing, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's something to talk about, like any updates like that. And just all the little things. We'll be talking about that, making sure we hit all those.
Or just stuff that's going on in our lives. Like, I mean, if something there's a ton of stuff that happens behind the scenes. There's just a ton of things that happens behind the scenes that you all don't see. For example, like I will be out fishing or something. I'm like, oh man, I wish I was recording because I turned off my GoPro or something because I'm afraid that my batteries are gonna die, or I just don't think I have enough time to record it or whatever it may be. I mean, there's a lot of things that you guys don't see, and with this, we can kind of just ramble and talk about whatever we want.
One thing you especially don't see is a lot of times what people don't know about YouTube is it always looks like so good from the outside looking in.
Yeah.
But Jared, how many times have you went fishing with the intent to make a video for hours and hours and didn't catch a thing, and nobody wants to watch you not catch anything?
This is like that really resonates with me, just because like I will go fishing probably 3 times a week, but do you see fishing videos on my channel 3 times a week? I mean, usually it's less than that when I'm in school, but during the summer, I mean, I'm fishing almost every day, but you definitely don't see a fishing video on my channel every day. And the reason for that is because I'm a human. I don't catch fish every day. I can't force the fish to bite without cheating or something. So, I mean, sometimes the weather or whatever it may be, I just can't make a video that day. And again, I'm not going to make a video if I go out there and catch 1 fish, and I'm not going to make a video if I go out there and catch nothing. It's just not entertaining, and it's kind of embarrassing uploading something like that. So I just don't do it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the real kicker about that. So that's pretty much what this is going to be about.
Yeah. Just everything outdoors.
Right, everything outdoors. That's why it's called Outdoor Talk, just to appeal to everybody that loves it. And one reason that we love to talk about this stuff is because it's something that's been pretty much embedded in us since we were little. Mm-hmm. We've always loved this kind of stuff. I mean, Jared and I, and we have a few other buddies that we pretty much grew up with. We've all been to school since we were either elementary or middle school. And this is kind of almost how we got together in a way, like similar interests is how you draw people. And that's like one thing we started out, we were young, we're talking about hunting and fishing with like our parents or grandparents or something.
Right.
And then, you'd run into Jared and just start talking in class one day, and he'd say, yeah, I went fishing at that lake too with my granddad a few weeks back. And that's just how it all gets started.
Yeah, I mean, like Hunter and I played baseball together in high school, and now that baseball's ended, I mean, even when we were playing baseball, we would sometimes meet up on the weekends and go fishing or just do something outdoors.
Every day after practice.
Yeah, man. Even after practice, we would meet up. But now, since baseball's over, we can kind of bond over the outdoors and still be good friends and just enjoy the outdoors, enjoy fishing, hunting, and the things that we really love. But that we've kind of covered that pretty good. Let's try to get into some other things. Let's, Hunter, what's the, let's see how I can formulate this question. What got you into being outdoors? Like, what makes you like the outdoors so well? Or what do you like the most? Do you like fishing, hunting? What is it?
That's a really tough question. I would say, like, overall, like your first part, what got me into it is, like, I mean, just like you said, we're from Southwest Virginia, like, the way we grew up and my family and stuff, like my dad took me hunting and fishing when I was little, and I used to go with my grandparents, and like I just like, fell in love all of a sudden. But I think one thing that like really, really like hit it home for me was I remember like almost like a specific example, and like, how like there's always times in life like you're feeling down or like, you're just sad about something.
Yeah, definitely.
Or like everything's not going your way. And then like, how you just have like realizations all the time in life. Well, I remember there was one day, there's this back road that kind of goes between my house and the school. I would drive it every day. And I remember one day I was coming home and I was driving across this bridge and the sun was just setting perfect. And I just pulled over and stopped, and it just hit me in a way. And I was like, it really is the little things in life. And like that moment,
definitely,
like I just had that like realization, like why I loved like hunting or fishing or being outside so much. It's like, it's almost just like a getaway. It's like nature provides something for you that like you really can't get anywhere else. It just like relaxes you. It takes all your stresses away. And it's like your mind's on this, and this, and everything's like so complicated and so hard, and you're stressed out, and this is bugging you. But when you just like break it down and you think about like it's the little things in life, like looking at that sunset, or like, just being on that bank with your buddies casting, or just, sitting in the tree stand.
Right.
And that's probably like why I love it so much. And that's like one of my like personal experiences that really like got me into it. So what do you think? What's your background?
I mean, for me, I'll let you answer that hunting versus fishing question later. That's a difficult question. But I think my answer to that's pretty clear. But so for me, it's so much about the outdoors. I could probably talk about this for the entire podcast.
Oh, definitely.
But you know how like people love to travel, right? So like
Right.
especially like retired folks, people who are in college, everybody loves to travel. And I think the reason for that is when people go traveling, it's like they're seeing something new that they've never seen before. And that's what I get when I'm outdoors every time I go fishing. For example, like I'll go fishing and I'll see something crazy, like maybe a snake I've never seen before. I mean, it could be something so little. I could see like a bald eagle come swoop down in the river and catch a fish.
Oh, that's
and
the
that
best.
stuff
That's
stuff
the
just
best. I've seen
amazes
that.
me. Yeah, I mean, it amazes me, and you never know what you're going to see out there. You could see a squirrel swim all the way across a river or a lake or whatever. Just some really interesting stuff you see out there fishing.
That's very true.
And it's just new to me. Like I said, you never know what you're going to see out there. And then, like, I used to love playing video games and stuff, but I kind of realized that playing video games is a big waste of time for me, or I recognized that it was a big waste of time, although I really enjoyed it. Whereas fishing, whenever I go out there, I feel like I'm spending my time, it's really valuable to me. Even if I don't catch fish, like I said, just being out there, man, like I will take that first cast and it's like, I'm just relaxed. All my stress is gone. I mean,
Yeah,
it's so weird how it is, but I know that a lot of people listening to this, they can probably resonate with that. Yeah, I mean,
for sure.
It's just, I don't know, just being out there. It's great. It definitely is.
Yeah, I know, and that's just like the best part of being about it. But to answer your second question, you said, what do I like the most?
Right.
And personally, that's like really, really hard to answer.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I kind of go through seasons. I'm a very seasonal person. So like during the summer, it's warm, it's beautiful outside. I like to just be on a boat on a lake, just casting away. Like, it's just a great feeling. But like during the wintertime, like it's cold, kind of snowy.
slow.
It's really pretty. The fishing's slow anyways. I love to just be up in a tree stand. But I would say overall, I probably do enjoy fishing more, because a lot of times with like hunting or shooting, the chase never ends, like actually like goes all the way through, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like you work a lot for nothing. And that happens with fishing, but like you're constantly doing something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I mean, like, especially with bass fishing. So whenever I was a kid, I would do a lot of live bait fishing, and I didn't really like that much. So I was into fishing whenever I was younger, but I really got into it in like high school, because I learned that I could fish and constantly be doing something. So like, I swear half the time I have ADHD and I'm like jumpy and like always being on the go and talking really fast.
This is very true. If you ever get the opportunity to fish with Jared, or like you get to know him personally, he can't stay on anything. Jared's the type of guy to like he'll completely quit everything to like work on one thing for 40 hours a day.
Yeah.
So like he'll get into Xbox games, and he'll completely quit fishing and play Xbox games 18 hours a day and not even sleep.
That was back in the
for like a week, and then he'll get on to something else.
Yeah.
And then he just goes hard, man.
I try to, but like, I mean, even though I'm out, whenever I'm fishing, even when I'm fishing, I'm always constantly moving and stuff, but it's a lot different for whatever reason. So like, I'm going to go to law school next year, and like, I've worked really hard in undergrad to get where I'm at, and I have a lot of opportunities before me. I still don't know where I'm going to law school. So like, I have a lot of stress in my life just trying to keep my grades up, the law school admissions test, just trying to decide where I want to go and stuff. And like, I know that higher education, especially law school, is going to be really tough for me. But whenever I'm out there fishing, it's not like, it's such a different kind of stress, I guess. So like, I don't stress over catching the next fish. I really don't. I mean, I think about catching the next fish.
It's enjoyable.
Yeah, it's so enjoyable. And I want to say that school and stuff is enjoyable for me too, or else I wouldn't have or wouldn't have been as successful in school as I am. But it's a lot different. It really is. And
Right.
Whenever you're out there fishing, it's just a great way to get a break, like you said. And I feel like it keeps me going in the other aspects of my life too. So like if I focus on one thing too much, which you were talking about that I do, I catch myself doing that a lot. So you never want to burn out of anything, and you want to do things like in moderation, or else you will get burnt out. And if you get burnt out of something, you're never going to be good at it, or you're never going to continue it. And if you want something to be sustainable, you need to do it in moderation. You need to take breaks. And fishing, for me, while I've been in undergrad, it's been a great way to get a break. I think it's actually helped me keep my grades up, although I've spent a lot of time on the weekends fishing.
Yeah, that's why it's just important to us to like be outdoors and everything. Just it helps you kind of get away and take a break from everything. It just makes life so much easier. So that's why we think it's important to be outdoors. But now I think we're going to talk about like pretty much it'll almost be a segment on our podcast. So we're going to try to do these weekly, and we want to talk about anything that's happened like within the past week, or anything like crazy, or any troubles you've had editing, just like anything in general. Like it's kind of like more current. So tell me about your past week, Jared. What have you been up to, man?
So, well, I've had a lot going on. But it's, I guess, something that's interesting that's happened to me in the past week just happened yesterday. So I uploaded a trout fishing video. I noticed that a lot of my subscribers were really enjoying my trout fishing videos, but I don't personally do a lot of trout fishing. I mean, I used to, and I still trout fish a lot, I guess, but not as much as bass fishing.
That's just because we caught all the trout out that good hole.
Yeah. I just realized that, like, my viewers like my trout fishing videos. So I uploaded a trout fishing video, and it's performed better, like, within the last 24 hours than my past, like, 8 videos have. And that's just insane to me because, like, I don't know. It's just so cool that my viewers really like those trout fishing videos. And it's kind of weird because most of my channel is dedicated to bass fishing, but I want to give my viewers what they want. And it seems like trout fishing is the way to do that. And so that's one little thing that's happened to me as far as YouTube goes. But I haven't really had any interesting outdoor experiences in the past week. What about you?
I actually had something crazy happen today for the first time.
Crazy?
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear it.
So today, as you know, we went up to a public gun range, which we don't usually do because we have land we can shoot on. But I got my new 308 AR-10 from Palmetto in, and we have a big hunt coming up, and I wanted to sight it in and get it ready. And it was just too rainy, and we wanted to make sure we had like a good bench to sight it in on and everything. Mm-hmm. So we pulled up, and since it's a public gun range, there was like some people there.
Oh, there was?
And they were about our age. Yeah. They were about, they looked like they were 20. Like exactly like our age, and they were just shooting skeet, and we started unloading our stuff, and one of the guys walked past me and he said, "You gonna make a video today?" And I was like, maybe. Why? He's like, I was just wondering. I was like, you watch? He was like, yeah. I said, I watch your videos.
He watches your videos.
He said
no
he watches
way.
my videos. Yeah, and I only got like 45 subscribers.
That's
right now.
crazy.
And it's the first time. Like I know you've
gosh.
been like you've got stories about
That's
being recognized,
nuts.
but I was recognized for the first time, and I just like mind blew me. And I asked him his name.
You didn't even
like
know
it wasn't
him?
crazy. You know what? I did know him kind of.
Yeah.
Like, but I've only met him like once or twice.
Like you have like mutual friends.
Like it was like Bible school.
Oh.
And
okay.
like when we were like 10, you know.
It's
like,
been a while.
Like I don't know him personally, but like I might be friends with him on Facebook or something.
Yeah.
Or like I'm sure I am.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I guess he just saw it, but
that's cool.
Like I mean, I don't know him. Like I didn't recognize him, but yeah, that was awesome. So like, tell me about like, because I was so hyped,
dude.
Like, I
it gets you going. You get fired.
What was your first fan experience?
Well,
like,
it wasn't. I don't
you.
really feel like I'm that important enough to have fans, so I wouldn't really consider them fans, but more like just other fishermen or other outdoor people. But like, I don't know. I've had so many experiences, and it surprises me every single time. It just puts me in a state of shock. It makes my day better instantly whenever someone recognizes me. But at the same time, it can be kind of weird if you don't know this person, but they know you from your videos, and they know a lot about you whenever they watch your videos regularly. But 2 summers ago, I was working at the local state park here, New River Trail State Park, and I was like doing kayak rentals and shuttles and stuff like that. And I think that was the first time I was recognized. Someone comes into the store and they look at me and they keep looking at me and they're like, "Hey, are you Jared?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I am Jared." And they're like, I was like, "Do I know you?" Or like, I don't know, it was awkward at first. But they're like, "Yeah, I watch your videos. You make YouTube videos." I'm like, "Yeah, I do." And they're like, "Yeah, we're coming down here to fish, to try to catch the fish that you were catching down here in your video." And I'm like, "Oh, that's really neat." Like, that was so cool to me. And they were from an area that's quite a bit away. It's like an hour away from where we live, and they weren't friends with me on Facebook. I didn't know them at all. They were brand new people to me, but they loved to fish and they wanted to try to get on the fish that I was catching. So I thought that was neat. And then another time where was I? I was at Roar Treat Lake, I think, which is a local body of water around here. And some like 9-year-old boy, or he might have been older than that. If he's listening to that, I'm sorry to offend you by miscalculating your age. But he looked to be about 9 years old, and he saw me driving down the road, and he just yells, "Jared, Jared!" And I kept thinking, who is that? Like, who is that? I don't know that person.
That's awesome.
And then I made a video or something not long after that. I don't know if it was at that body of water that day when I made the video, but he saw my camera gear and he eventually commented on my YouTube video and said that he saw me at Roar Treat Lake. And I was like, "Oh, that was that boy that I saw at Roar Treat Lake." And so I've had experiences like that. I mean, it's been more than you would expect for someone who just has like 1,300 subscribers. You wouldn't think you'd get noticed at all. But where I think I make content that is related to the bodies of water I fish around here,
this area,
people search those on the internet, and it makes me more likely to be found.
Well, I know that's a fact because, like, talking about experiences and like people noticing you, there's a guy I work with. I work in Salem, Virginia, which is pretty much an hour away from like where we're like originally from, where we fish a lot. And I had a guy I work with. He's like real big into trout fishing and stuff, but he just fishes like the Roanoke River. And like we were just talking about it, and he asked me, he said, "Do you know where Cripple Creek is?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's like really close." And this is Cripple Creek's the creek that Jared catches all the monster trout. Go watch the video.
Yeah, go watch videos.
I think one just got uploaded, didn't it?
Yeah.
One just got uploaded.
That was the video I was talking about. Was that trout fishing video? But yeah.
But he said, "Do you know where Cripple Creek is?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's like really close to where like I used to live, like back home." And I was like, "Why?" He said, "Well, I was just, watching trout videos on YouTube, and these people are catching monster fish in Cripple Creek." And he was like, "I almost want to go down there and fish it." And I was thinking to myself, I was like, how many people videotape Cripple Creek? I was like, he had to have been watching Jared, but like I didn't really I asked him if he remembered who it was, and he said no. But, like, I mean, he could have been watching you, and that's just, like, crazy to think about.
Yeah, if you search Cripple Creek trout fishing, I'm likely to appear on the first page of YouTube results. But, like, yeah, I mean, it's a small creek. It's not, it doesn't take up multiple counties or anything like that. It runs through the county we live in. But, yeah, I mean, that's nuts.
Yeah, but I just thought that was crazy, getting noticed for the first time. I mean, I guess not really a fan, but, like, even though it wasn't somebody I talked to, like, all the time, like, I hadn't spoken to, like, really ever, and they noticed me, so I just thought that was pretty crazy.
Yeah, it makes you really happy, but like I said, you can get kind of freaked out by it because it's like, yeah, this person...
It was a little weird, but it was cool at the same time.
So let's move on to the next thing we want to talk about. Like we said, we're just going to let these podcasts go wherever they're headed. We are allowed to ramble. We're going to try to kind of stay on topic, though. So we've covered a little bit about ourselves. We've covered why we like the outdoors. I think we hit that really well.
Right.
We've talked about crazy experiences in like the last week, like what's going on with us personally. So now let's try to talk about like what you should expect from the podcast, what we want to do with our channels or our YouTube channels in general, what we want to do with this podcast, and just what people should expect out of this podcast.
Yeah, so I know for me, like personally, it's stuff that's like...
Yeah, what do you want to see?
personally for this podcast, like I just want to have fun with it, and I also want to bring like there's two things like I really want to do with this. And first is I want to entertain people, and people be able to listen to this for fun. So like I want some comedy in it, like some laughter, like like a good joke every now and then, or just like crazy stories about the outdoors, like stuff like you could just listen to for fun. But I also want to bring people, like we talked about in the beginning, like news or something that's coming out, just like cover anything basic. That way, like, not only do they get a sense of like entertainment or enjoyment out of listening to it, but they can also gain information on the way. You know what I mean?
Definitely. One thing that I would like to see out of it is, well, I think that the whole podcast thing, when it comes to outdoor channels, it's kind of something that's missing right now. So I think with this podcast, it's a great opportunity for us to grow as content creators, because there's not any really outdoor podcasts that are out there that are frankly that good. I've looked for them whenever I work out and stuff. I can't find any good podcasts.
I've looked for them, and they're all like very, very like specific, based on like
or niche,
like stock elk hunting with a bow in only Colorado. Like that's the name of the podcast. Like they're so specific. No, not really like that, but they're like all very specific, and there's not very many of them. So like that's why like we're really just trying to like open this up and just like appeal to everybody and just have fun with it, most importantly.
And podcasts are something that like I'm getting into myself recently. Like it's just a way to take in content like passively. So if I'm working on homework or I'm studying and I have like a podcast playing in the background, I don't really pay much attention to it, but at the same time, I gain value from it rather than if I was playing music or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's a great thing to play like while you're in the car.
Yeah, podcasts, like they have been pretty much blowing up like within like the past year. Like before the past year, most people, like just in general, like I'm sure you can relate to this, but just thought like a podcast, like that's stupid. Why would I listen to somebody talk instead of like listen to music or something? But then like it's just like over the past year, like I bet you can't name one like celebrity or YouTuber or somebody like that that's not either on a podcast or has their own. Like it's
or
just
has been on a podcast before,
like it's just crazy how much people
I think they're great. And they've been around for a while too, and I just haven't realized it.
No, and like I said, like you can probably relate. A year ago, like I was like, a podcast, that sounds stupid, but
what's a podcast?
Over the past year, like I've just been listening to more and more, and it's almost like a daily occurrence now, and it is for a lot of people.
Yeah, even like in my classes here at Emory and Henry, where I go to college, my professors on their syllabus, I mean, they'll mostly have readings and stuff, but every once in a while, they'll just say, hey, we're going to take a break, and you'll see on there, like, towards the end of the semester, they'll throw, like, a podcast as the daily assignment or whatever, and it's an educational podcast, but it's a great change from having to read really dense articles and journal articles and peer-reviewed stuff. So, like, listening to a podcast is just, I mean, it's fun. I think it is, at least.
Right, yeah. Kind of speaking on what you just said, it's a little off topic, but it's not going to take long to say this, but I was in class, and, like, syllabus week, first day, like people are just kind of getting like general info, like first like 10 minutes or like the whole class, however the class rolls.
Yeah.
Well, like in one of my classes, we played this game, and the professor was like, just tell us what kind of music, you listen to. So everybody's going around the class and saying normal stuff. And this one girl said, I don't listen to music. And everybody just looked at her and started laughing. It was like the craziest thing ever. And, like, everybody's like, what? And, like, the class was just losing their mind. And she was like, yeah, I only listen to podcasts. And, like, she named a few that she listened to. But it was just, I mean, that's kind of off topic. But we were talking about podcasts. It's just crazy that
she only listens to podcasts. That's neat. I've never heard of that.
I know she said she didn't listen to any music.
Yeah, my first reaction is usually to turn on the radio when I hop in the car. But, I mean, I like podcasts. I really do, especially when I'm working out or I just want to listen to something passively and consume information at the same time. But that's what I was saying, like, just going back to this question we were talking about, like, what I want to see from it is I think it's a part of the outdoor industry that is missing. There are some podcasts, you guys can probably mention one or something in the comment section, But if you do know any great outdoor podcasts, please let us know. But I just think that it's something that's missing from this industry, and I think that we can provide value to you all and create kind of like a general outdoor podcast and mention things that are going on in the outdoor world, whether that be fishing, hunting, hiking, maybe outdoor companies like Patagonia or Realtree or like Strike King, just random companies. Like, what's going on with those companies? Are they doing controversial things? Should we be concerned about the things that they're doing? Are they promoting the sports of like fishing and hunting? Like, what's going on? I mean, that's just some things that I would like to talk about. I would also like to see us bring someone on this podcast and interview them, someone that we look up to, or
that's something we talked about that like we really wanted to get into.
Yes, definitely.
Like, I mean, that could be anything from someone, say, that like has a gun store or their own fishing store. Like, there's like a little local shop next to us called New River Sports, and they sell all kinds of stuff. And like, what if we could get the person who started that to come onto a podcast and talk about their journey as not only a business professional, but how they started the company, how they wanted to start it, like what their motivation was, if it was like how hard it was, because
that would be neat.
And that's so cool if we could get like anybody. Like,
tell us what you think about that down in the comment section. I mean, like, that sounds like a great idea, Hunter. That's the first time.
Or any ideas you have of like people that could do it.
Yeah, because I mean,
someone local like that.
Someone local like that has like a gun shop or a tackle store, it has to be hard for them, because not only are they competing with companies like Bass Pro, Cabela's, and whatever the other ones that are around, even Walmart's their competitor, but it's got to be hard for them, because usually they have to charge higher prices in order to make a profit, and it's a big risk being a small entrepreneur like that. And you really have to love hunting and fishing, I would say, in order to start a business like that.
Yeah,
because know they're going to lose money for a while, especially in those two sports, charging higher prices than other stores. You kind of got to have like a little clientele, I'm sure. I wouldn't really know myself, but I'd say you have to have those locals that keep coming back, or you have to offer something a little bit different, do something different than what other people are doing, and that would be neat to hear from someone like that.
No, I completely agree, and that's like one thing we really want to get into on this podcast eventually. But for right now, it's pretty much just going to be us, having fun with it, bringing entertainment, information to you guys, stuff you may not know, like we've already talked about. But since you said what you kind of wanted for the podcast, real quick, is there anything like you have coming up, like personally, that like a trip or like any like videos planned out or anything you're going to do, or like what you want to do, like not only with the podcast, but like you personally and your like YouTube content, Instagram, like anything?
Well, I think that, if you guys haven't checked it out already, you should really check out our TakeSomeoneFIshing Instagram. I'm going to plug that really quick. But we created this. Always plug. So we have this TakeSomeoneFIshing Instagram page that we have a lot of followers on it, like 5,000 some. And
5,400.
Yeah, and
as of this podcast.
Right. And we're getting like 100 some followers a day. It's absolutely insane. But what we're doing on that is we're kind of reposting people's content with their permission, of course, and like giving them credit and stuff. But we're trying to like connect anglers together so they can talk fishing, so they can like connect with one another over Instagram and kind of being like a middleman. But at the same time, like our Instagram page has tons of different pictures from anglers who follow us, and just like questions about fishing, and people have started arguments on there about different things, and we just pose questions and get the conversation going when it comes to fishing. Like that's our fishing Instagram account. But we also have that Facebook page, which is a Take Someone Fishing Facebook group.
Right.
And in that Facebook group, it's kind of sort of the same thing, but just on a different platform. And so if you want to join that Facebook group, I always put it in the bottom or in the description of all my videos, so you can check that out in the description.
Yeah, large scale, we want to turn that into like almost like a eBay / Facebook / LinkedIn / like everything. Like we want to get as many anglers as possible to where like you can talk with like-minded anglers, see like who's catching what in your area, what they're using. You can like if you were going out one day, you could say, hey, it's really windy and it's about 65 degrees. What do you think the best bait for bass would be? And you're in a group with 5,000-10,000 people, you're going to get a reply, and then you can see like what other people think work best.
Exactly.
Or you can sell your rods or anything. Like we want to turn that. We have high expectations for that. Like go join that group if you haven't.
We've been working on that mainly in the past few months. It's not something that we've plugged a whole lot, but we just really want to grow this concept, Take Someone Fishing. It's something that I've really believed in for a long time. It's kind of like my little slogan that I say at the end of my videos, and I really think that if you introduce someone to fishing or you just take someone fishing, you don't actually have to take someone fishing, but if you do or you just talk about fishing with someone, tell them why you enjoy it, I think it will make their life better. That's how much I like fishing, is that I think that all people need to be exposed or just try it out once or twice in their life, and it can provide benefit for them, and it can be a great hobby. I mean, you can spend a lot of money and waste a lot of money on it, but overall, I think it can provide value in a lot of people's lives and make their lives better. And so we've been working on that recently, but me personally, I've just been trying to provide content. Like I mentioned that trout video, I'm trying to provide content to my audience. I don't want to just keep making the videos I want to see. I want to make videos for you all and the listeners of this podcast and the people who watch my channel. I want to make content that they want to see, not just the content I want to make. And so I think that's something I've been working on a little bit. But overall, I'm really busy with school. I constantly say that in my videos, if you guys watch my videos. But I want to make this channel, or I want to make my channel more. I want to put out more content. I think that's a goal that I've had for a long time. But I realize that the more content I put out, the better my audience likes it, the more they come back to my channel. And just stuff like that. Like, I need to put out more content. I just do. And it's hard for me to get the ideas and stuff to make a video like twice a week. But right now I'm trying once a week, have a small goal, and then I'm going to try to get more and more consistent over time. But hopefully by this summer, I'll be uploading 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah, that's what I hope for too, especially during the summer. I mean, weather's just warmer, everything's easier. You can get together a lot better and everything. So the summer expectations should go up. We should be able to put out a lot more content, just have a lot more fun with everything. And, everything's just a lot more laid back in the summer. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like you said, I completely agree. Like me personally, I mean, you have 1,300 subscribers and everything, but I only have like 45. So, I only have
1,300. I mean, we're both small YouTubers.
Right.
So.
But you can kind of see like what your audience likes best. But where I'm really small, I just kind of focus on putting out content right now and just kind of seeing what happens. But overall, like Jared said, just at least one video a week for sure. I try to do 2. I do one every Sunday and then try to get one around Wednesday if I can. And I mean, a lot of times they're random, but they're usually all outdoor based. And then I do some like motivational kind of stuff, but I think I'm pretty much going to stick to outdoor content for the most part. And that's really what I'm going to try to push. But as far as like seeing what the audience likes, I'm not sure yet because I'm not big enough. So if you guys watch my videos, tell me, like, just comment on any video. It doesn't matter, this one or any of my videos, and tell me what you like the best. Like, which videos you like to see. That way I kind of have a general idea.
And mainly, if you're listening to this podcast on my YouTube channel, if you're listening to this on my YouTube channel, mainly go check out Hunter's channel. If you guys haven't watched his channel already, like he said, he's just now getting started. He only has around 40-some subscribers, which I think is a good thing in many ways because he can reply to every comment. Well, I can too, kind of. But, like, he can reply to every comment. He can just really talk with you guys about anything and communicate with you guys about anything. So really go check out his channel. He's going to have a lot different content than I am. So like I said, I'm mostly focused on fishing content, but I make some shooting and hunting videos as well, and I'm probably going to get more into like the vlogging and stuff this summer. But overall, mine's more fishing based. His channel is just going to be a little bit of everything outdoor related, sort of like this podcast will be.
Right.
So if you like stuff like that, go check out his channel. It'll be in the description if you're watching this or you're listening to this on my channel.
Yeah, Jared's in the description of all my videos too. His YouTube, go sub to it, and all the Instagram links as well. But I mean, for first podcast, you think this was bad?
I mean,
we pretty much covered everything you want to cover.
I think we pretty much covered everything. One more thing I would like to say real quick is that we're actually going to upload this podcast to both of our YouTube channels.
Right.
You're already seeing it now, or you're already listening to it now if you're on YouTube. But what we're going to do is, this one in particular, like this first episode, will be on both of our channels. But what we're going to do is, after this video, we're going to alternate the podcast on each of our channels. That way we're not uploading the same thing every time if you're subscribed to both of us, because you only need to watch one of them. So what we'll do is like for the next episode, for example, Hunter might upload it to his channel, but what we'll do is create a playlist on YouTube to where you can see all the podcasts in the playlist, but they'll be uploaded by both of us.
Right.
If that makes any sense. I hope that, did I cover that well enough?
Yeah, that's fine to understand. So we're going to both post this first one, which they've already seen, because when you're hearing this, it's uploaded. But after the first one, it'll just alternate back and forth. But you'll be able to find them all. It'll be easy. There should be a website and everything too. Like we'll have it all eventually.
Exactly. And we want to get this on iTunes and stuff, but right now we're just testing it out. If the sound quality was bad or anything like that, please let us know. And then also let us know any kind of ideas you have for the podcast, who you want to see on the podcast, and things like that. Just some overall ideas for the podcast. And let us know if this is a good or a bad idea. If you don't like podcasts at all, if we get 100 people telling us that they hate the podcast, then we'll stop doing it. But we think that it's going to be something that you all will like. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. You have anything else to say, Hunter?
No, that's pretty much it, man. I think we covered it good. All right, well, that pretty much covers it. Like Jared said, this has been a little bit about us. This has been pretty much everything we love about outdoors and just bringing it to you guys, just putting out content and loving it, doing it every single day. We hope you guys enjoyed. We hope you learned something. Comment, leave a like, subscribe to both of us. But that has been it for this episode of Outdoor Talk. Make sure you check back in when we repost. And we will catch you guys next time. And always take someone outdoors.